Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back with a new product review. Today I'll be talking about the Dual Brush Pen Pack by Tombow in the Botanical Illustration set. I always find these particular videos to be helpful because the color swatches on the back of their sets are not very accurate to the colors in the markers. Now, if you're not familiar with Tombow dual brush pens, they are water-based markers that can be therefore activated with water. So you can use these a lot like watercolors on the go. The markers do come in a reusable case that you can take with you on the go to use for blending as well as keeping your markers stored. Each marker has two ends, therefore the dual brush name. It has a brush head, which is quite large and good for large scale lettering, and a bullet tip on the other side, which is great for using in journals or detailed drawings and that kind of thing. Tombow dual brush pens are some of the prettiest markers I find on the market. They make lettering at a large scale quite easy because they have a very stiff nylon brush that snaps back to its position quickly. They also have this really pretty ombre effect due to their being water-based, and you can see how that changes with the pressure that I am applying to the pens. So the colors in this set are nice because they're not found in a lot of other sets, which is one of the reasons I ran out and bought this, because I have quite a few sets already, and I find that across the sets, colors tend to be repeated. So the first three colors that I've swatched here for you are number 845 Carmine, which is a deep red, light orange 025, green ochre 076, sap green number 245, and this shade here is holly green. It's a really beautiful gray green color, and that is in the number 312. This next shade is called asparagus, and this is more of a yellow based green, not as gray as that holly green, and that is in number 192. The next shade we have is light blue, number 512. And I found this brush to be a bit softer, and it was a little bit more difficult to control because of that. I don't know why. That tends to happen sometimes when you get these sets, even though they're all new. Some of these markers are very stiff while others are more flexible. This next color is Purple Sage, number 623, and the one I'm currently swatching is Deep Magenta, which is a really pretty purple color. That is number 685. And the last shade we have is simply red. And I find this to be quite an orangey red. The Carmine I would consider more of a true red, but that is my personal opinion. So there you have all of the 10 colors. Another reason I really enjoyed this particular set is that they actually gave us 10 colors and didn't include a blender pen. Now that is great if you already have blender pens. If you don't, they're relatively inexpensive, or you could buy another set. They all include them. Here is the full range of the colors, and you can see the difference between those two reds there. And something I like to keep on hand that is free from the Tombow website are their color swatch sheets that you can use for reference. So I like to go ahead and grab these sheets anytime that I get new markers and swatch them here in their respective color families so that I know, one, the colors that I already have, and two, when I'm trying to do a project and I want a specific shade, I can just refer to this sheet and not have to dig through all of my colors, which at this point is rather quite a few of them. So I hope that that was enjoyable and helpful to you to get an accurate view of what these colors look like when you use them. And now I'm going to give you a little quick demo of a project that I threw together using all of the colors in this set. I started off my little doodle by using both reds in the set, the Carmine and the red, just to create a little bit of dimension. I don't find these colors to be very different from each other, so there was very little difference. I also pulled in a blender marker just to blend those colors together a little bit and create a little bit more contrast. Next, I drew some leafy botanicals with the holly green shade, which is probably my favorite green in this set. I drew some large leaves with the asparagus shade, and I decided to go ahead and make this a symmetrical kind of balanced piece because that's just how I tend to like my florals to look. So I'm just mirroring that drawing that I did originally on the other side of the rose as well. Next, I grabbed the green ochre marker and I drew some little fern-like botanicals. Nothing here is very botanically correct. I'm just drawing botanically influenced doodles here. Next, I decided to draw some branches with that asparagus shade again to have a couple berries thrown into the mix. I used the deep magenta marker to create my berries, and I was surprised at how well all these colors worked together in a piece because I would not have thought so. I decided to also include some of these little bell-shaped flowers with the purple sage and holly green markers. I really liked how these turned out at the end. And I'm just adding some tiny little leaves again with that holly green marker to match the stems. Now I just wanted to add some lettering. This wasn't perfectly planned out, but it worked out okay. I used the light orange shade to write bloom, the sap green marker to draw in my banner and the banner's lettering, and then I used the light blue, I believe it's called, yeah. And then I used the light blue shade to letter planted. At this point, I've used all of the markers, some of them a couple times over, and I just wanted to add some contrast. So I grabbed a black brush pen and I just started adding some line drawing and shading just to give it a little bit more of a pop and to really make those botanicals stand out as individual elements within the bouquet rather than all of these colors kind of just blending in together. So I just added again a few little line shadow drawings. To the purple flowers, I just added a few little stamen sticking out there from their tops, and again a few little stems on the leaves. I also decided to add some line drawing into that rose just to really make it look like it was an intentional rose. The last thing I decided to add was a small drop shadow. I'm again using that same small black brush pen, and I decided to do this because again these lighter colors tend to fade a little bit into that white paper, and I really wanted them to stand out. So adding a little bit of a dark contrasting color really makes them pop, and that drop shadow also makes them look three-dimensional. And there you have it, all of the colors in the Botanical illustration set. Again, I believe you can find this exclusively at Michael's. Let me know if you decided to pick this up and whether or not you enjoy it as well. Be sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll know whenever any new videos pop up. If you have any specific requests, please leave them in the comment section below and I will try my best to get to them. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye!